Hello everyone, do not adjust your screens. You're not watching Crime Watch, you're watching Newcastle United Life and Times YouTube channel. My name's Rob, and on today's show I'm joined by Paul, Len, Alan and Owen, and we're here to discuss Newcastle's fantastic result last night away to Villa Park, where they went out 3-1 winners. And also, I've no doubt we'll dabble on the transfer shenanigans. So, Owen, we'll start with you. You were at the game down at Villa Park, which I'm sure was a fantastic atmosphere. What was your take on the game?
Yeah, not like being thrown in the deep end there, Rob. I didn't expect to go
You
first.
were there. You were there, so I think you can give a first-hand account, you know.
Yeah, it was brilliant. To be honest with you, I'm pleased because it's the last Premier League away game that I seen we win was Burnley, the last game of the season before. You know, the Howe's first season when he took over. I just wanted to get rid of that sort of monkey off my back because like I've been to so many where we haven't won, we've either drew. So it was really good to see us on the roads. Performance-wise, there was signs of the team that we were last season. I thought that at the back we looked solid, we looked compact. You know, it didn't look like we were going to concede. Obviously, until we did, but you know they were throwing everything at us, but the kitchen sink at that stage. So you can imagine, obviously, now we're going to possibly concede at some stage. But I think that sort of 1 to 11, everyone was fantastic. Everyone was on the game. Again, you know, looking at sort of the style of play that we played last year was that we did contain games and then we hit the teams on the break, on the counter, and I thought we were superb doing that. I thought that Gordon looked dangerous on the left. Murphy, credit to him, you know, that's only his second game back after a long time out, and he's just getting better and better. You know, I hold my hand up. The jury is always out for me for Murphy long term, but the progression that he's made is superb. And you know, I'd like to think that he's one that we can keep certainly as a squad team player. But if not first 11, I think he should be knocking on the door. You know, sure. Brilliant. Botman, brilliant. Botman's looking fitter. He's looking sharper. The same with Byrne. I think that, you know, he's looking a lot more match fit. He was a little bit ring rusty when he come back, but you know the games that he has come back, I thought was fantastic against Fulham, by the way, on Saturday as well. But yeah, against Villa, he was spot on. And a special mention to the goalkeeper, who I think, you know, a lot of people have been dubious about him because Pope's been so good, but I just thought Dubravka was excellent. He's kicking, he's handling. That save that he made. Low down to his right, I think was like a bit of a scuff shot that could have connected better, but he tipped it around the post. It was a fantastic save. So, but brilliant away day. Thoroughly enjoyed the atmosphere. It was non-stop in the weekends, which was great. And to tell you the truth, I think it sets us up nicely because we've got Luton on Saturday. We've got a run of games where you'd like to think, you know, the rest has been important, and I think that did make a difference on Tuesday as well. But, you know, win Saturday and win the mix, I think, you know, there's nothing stopping us to really push for a top 6 place. That might sound a little bit over-ambitious, but certainly top 7. So, yeah, really, really good performance, really good win, and it puts us up nicely for Saturday.
Yeah, excellent, yeah. Right, Paul, what was your take on the game?
Well, before the match, I would have happily took a draw. I think with them not being beaten at home for nigh on a year. And like Owen said, our away form has been pretty poor this season. But I think at the start of the game, when you were watching it, you know, and you can just tell that the team's up for it. I think the first 15, 20 minutes, you're thinking, oh, God, we're getting stuck into these. I mean, you can't let Villa get into like at home, you can't let them get in their stride, can you really? Because they play that well at home. I think they beat Man City and Arsenal within 4 days the other week. But I think from the start, you could just see we were playing well, and defence was compact, like Owen said. Well, midfield was good with Bruno. I thought Miley, he was working the left quite well as well. I think he got in about 3 or 4 times down that left side. That must have been a bit of a tactic we were going to use. And I think Gordon was brilliant again. His pace, he never gives up. Obviously, Isak went down. That was a negative. I think they were saying it's about 6 or 7 times in the last season where he's went off it before half time with the same problem. So I think sooner or later he's going to have an operation on that groin because something's not right with it. Yeah. I don't know if it's the high press and his intensity, and it's just something's not working. And when he's off, then hopefully Wilson comes back, and then when Wilson's out, Isak comes back. We can't seem to get 2 together, can we, the strikers? No. But getting back to the game, I thought I thought Murphy, and I didn't know this stat, but someone was on about it today saying we've never lost a game this season when Murphy's played. So I think that's a testament to him, and Eddie Howe has coached him really well, and he is coming on. And he was out for 10 weeks, and I think we missed him. I think it's just his vibrancy as well around the team. He's like high energy, and he's always laughing and joking, and I think he's good for the other players, isn't he? Mm-hmm. But he never stops working. Obviously, Owen was saying, I thought Botman and Shaw were good. Dan Burns getting back to fitness. He's working well now. That first half, I thought he was great. And obviously, he had a bit of a tough time when Bailey came on. But then you give him 10, 15 minutes run around, but there was two of them doubling up on him. Then Livramento went on. I think he got done once, and then obviously when Livramento gets done once, he doesn't get done again. If you watch him, he's a really good defender. And I thought the five at the back worked well. It was a good technical thing from Howe that. But I think all in all, it was a fantastic away win. Something we didn't expect, and it should, like as Owen said, going into these next 3 games. Luton, Forest and Bournemouth, if you can pick 7 to 9 points up, you're back in the mix, aren't you? And then teams in 4th, 5th, 6th will be looking over their shoulder at you. And we need to get some of these. I think Willock and Barnes possibly on the bench on Saturday. And then obviously, hopefully no more injuries. It doesn't look like we're going to bring anyone in. So we'll probably go into the season with what we've got, really, the rest of the season. But a brilliant win. I was proud of them. And it was just like last season, watching a game from last season.
Yeah.
Away from home anyway.
Yeah, excellent. Well done, Paul. Alan, what was your take on the game? Hello? Alan? Alan? I don't know sign language. I think, Alan? Hello? Anyway, right then, so now, we'll move on to Len. We'll move on.
I would like to give a shout out to the Prince of Wales. I'm very sorry that the team got spanked.
Are you talking to us or someone else?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
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 I think it's a lag. You must have a lag.
I'm with a lot of lag here, boys.
Is that Alma? You all right?
I'm happy.
Alan, why don't you
call a paramedic?
Come back in and then see if that'll sort the issues out. Because there's definitely something going on here. Right. See you in a couple of minutes. Right, Len, we'll move on to you. What was your take on the game?
Well, much like Paul, I was absolutely delighted with everybody delighted with the result. There wasn't many people going into the game who gave us any chance of getting anything from it. Even the most positive person I spoke to says we might get a draw. So it was quite an unexpected not an unexpected performance, but an unexpected result. Not much I can really add apart. I think Dubravka, Owen, it's worth you've done well pointing that out because I think he's done well since he's come back into the team and he's getting better by every game. So I think as I said a couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't be rushing in to buy another keeper. I understand I will buy another keeper at some point. But there's no rush to do that right now. Obviously, Shaw's in the right place at the right time. 2 goals in a few minutes, which is fantastic. I think the only time in the game where I was concerned was when their second goal went in, obviously, which was quite rightly disallowed. And I imagine Owen, you at the match, wouldn't have had a clue whether it was offside or not.
My heart was in my mouth, Len, to be honest with you. And as soon as they took the VAR, I thought, here we go. Like, it's so pleased that they overturned it. Like,
yeah, I mean... Yeah, it was the right decision, but it wasn't a million miles offside, And as VAR were taking longer and longer to check it, I thought, here we go, because there's no doubt about it in my mind. If that goal had been given, we could have gone on and possibly even lost the game, I think, at that point. But other than that, for about a 10 or 15 minute spell, we dominated the game. I think going forward was great. Isak going off was unlucky yet again for him. But thank God we didn't get rid of Almiron because... I think bringing him on, playing him down the left, worked quite well. And going into Saturday's game, the chances are he'll be playing down the left on Saturday if Isak's not fit. So,
Len, that's twice this season we've seen him on the left. We won at Villa and we won him against Man United in the cup.
Yeah, but
he doesn't cut inside to cross it.
Well, yeah, he's possibly better on the left, but we'll wait. Time will tell on that. But I think it just shows how important he is to the squad. Even for those people that were, have been coming out in the media and saying, get yourself away. You've done your time with Newcastle. We'll get some new players. I think the fact he was on the bench and he came on and did a really good job and sort of continued that attacking threat that we needed to sort of stop Villa from pushing forward. So all in all, it was a great result on the back of obviously getting through to the next round of the cup. And as you say, going into the match against Luton this weekend, we can go on a real run now. And what a difference sort of 3 or 4 days makes, because a week ago it was all sort of a little bit doom and gloom. Whereas now you look at it, we're through the next round of the cup with a decent draw, a chance to get progressing in that, a good chance. And also we'll welcome Luton Town to St James's Park on Saturday. So, happy days, onwards and upwards.
Excellent. Alan?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Champion.
Right. Do you want to give your take on the result of the night?
Well, I just want to send out the commiserations to the Prince of Wales after his team got spanked. I looked at the first 15 minutes and I thought to myself, hold on a minute, what's going on here? I went, we're supposed to be getting turned out. I went, well, we really gave a good account of ourselves, because when I first seen that team sheet and I thought it's the same game, the same team against Fulham, I thought, oh yeah, we're in for a night here, like. But I give the lads a due. They've done another fully professional performance. We actually give it a good account of ourselves. Like I say, Murphy has a good positive effect on the team, as has been mentioned. Also, a shout out to Fabian Shaw, because that's the first goal in 589 minutes at Villa Park. So, well done, Shaw. And I think he was up there all the time. He was like playing like a centre forward.
Should have had a hat-trick.
I should have, yeah.
Have Shaw up there.
Cracking finish. Finished like a centre forward.
It was.
That was a good finish.
He was.
Alan, if you're the stat man, Alan, right? Here's one for you. Is he scored the most goals in the Premier League from centre half for Newcastle, do you think?
What this season?
He's got to be up there. Surely he's got to be up there.
Yeah, he's got 20 something now, hasn't he? Is it 20 odd goals or something?
Yeah, is it that many, Anders? I didn't think it was that many.
Yeah.
There's one, anyway, Alan, there's one for you to research on. Who's our?
He'll be up there. I would have thought. Yes.
Will it be him, Albert, or Dabby's ass?
Oh, he's scored more than them, I think.
More than them, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Marcelino?
Yeah, so great performance, as I say.
Look, stats are there to be broken. Remember that.
Oh yeah, that's well remembered, Rob.
Actually, I would like stats.
Just a point on the midfield. Actually, the midfield three is like the three that's currently in there. I think again, game by game, and certainly in the last 2 or 3 games, that's starting to come together, because I had a real rocky patch, I think, with midfield three, and I think that's somehow caused 1 or 2 of these defeats, because the midfield wasn't so strong. But I think in the last couple of games, that seems to have come back together, because you forget Miley's only 17 when you watch him play, don't you?
Yeah. He's changed it though, Len. If you watch, he's changed it. He's pushing like Gordon and whoever's on the other side, Murphy. They were playing more narrow. They were coming in as a 5, and Trippier and Byrne were going wider.
Right.
So it was like a 5 in the middle. If you look, there wasn't much space. And then when we get the ball, Gordon and Murphy go wide.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we've done really well, actually. What I forgot to mention was that, and I think it was a bit of a change of tactics, but we Byrne and Botman were man to man with Watkins or whoever else it was that was playing, like sort of the sort of rotated, didn't it? And normally, I think if a centre forward would have come that deep, they would have allowed him just to take the ball, but like they were following him right into sort of their own half at times, and like that, I thought that was like a massive difference. We've not normally done that. It's normally like if a centre forward comes that deep, you allow them to have it. So I think that obviously Howe's watched the game from last year, because I was at the Villa game last year when they beat us. I think it was 3-0, and it was almost like they're playing 4 centre midfielders, and we just couldn't cope. So he's obviously done his homework and changed the tactics. But Len Anders, I think you're right about you both made the point about Miley just fitting into that Joe Linton of a centre three. And for the first time this season, I think he's sort of settled. I think he's been great, Miley, by the way, but I just think sometimes he's a bit lost in his way because like he's almost like a natural centre midfielder where, you know, you potentially want to be on the ball a little bit more, but he held his shape superbly on Tuesday. And Anders, you made the point about how he got in, and there was a few times, about 3 or 4 in the first half, where he was like running beyond the centre halves, and you know that ball was on. They could have, and I think Shaw looked at it. You know, a couple of times where he likes that diagonal one, doesn't he? And obviously he didn't play it a couple of times, but you know, the shape will look much more solid in centre midfield. I think you're both absolutely right on that point, like.
But we're much more suited to playing a team that plays high lines than what are the one that puts 10 behind the ball, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But can you imagine how good? Can you imagine how good Miley's going to be, though? Like, if you look at him now, he looks powerful and strong for his age. You know, in a year or two's time, you know, the world's his oyster, really, as to what he can achieve, because he could be, you know, the next Joe Linton, you know, because he could be a real powerhouse in that midfield.
Well, look where he's played. He's played in all the Champions League games, more or less. You know, and he's played away at, like, where he's played Man City at home, games like Arsenal, Man United. He's played in some big games. That Enzo Fernandez never got a kick against him in 2 matches.
He's definitely Paul, England regular when he's out, I think. Definitely.
Yeah,
few England regular.
But Alan, if you think about it, it's not down to him, but you know, during the time he's played, we've also struggled a little bit at times. So it's not games it's not when we've been going through a good patch. We're now hopefully going to go through a good patch where he can be even more relaxed and express himself even more. So I mean, come the end of the season, you know, we'll surely look back on it and think, well, one benefit of the injury crisis that we've had is that Miley's come through, and you know, nobody could have imagined he would come in and play consistently game after game like he has done.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. I think another thing as well, what you've got to consider is that he'll fill out as well. You know, he's still quite slight. I know he's tall, and he's still strong. But if you look at look at the physique of Joe Linton and even Joe Willock, I think that, and Anderson as well, he's filled out as well. Do you know what I mean?
Gordon's put a stone on his head since he come or something.
Yeah, so you've got that to come as well in terms of his physique, and you know, Len, I think that you're right in terms of he's been playing where we've kind of been struggling a little bit. We've been under the cosh a lot of the time. So if he's prepared now, if we go on a run where he can be a little bit more expansive, or keep it like he did on Tuesday. But you're right, you know, I think we're a fantastic. He can save £100 million in the market, I'm sure. You know,
without a doubt. Yeah.
I'm just checking this chat here.
You got a good point there, like with Miley, like he's just going to be world class. He is. I can just see it. And remember, he's got siblings.
Yeah, Brian Wilde, Mike Ashley. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always back on Brian.
Well done, Brian. Well done, Brian.
Yeah.
Well said, Brian.
So yeah, I think it's fair to say excellent result the other night, excellent performance. Now for me, it gave me confidence that we can go and springboard now to the end of the season. There's no reason, in my opinion, the next 3 or 4 games while we can't accumulate enough points to be knocking at the door. You know, there.
I think we've all set it up. We've all said it without exception that it was like watching the Newcastle United of the first part of the season when we did go on that good run. We seem to have just got that spark back, you know, to play in the you know, on the front foot. So yeah, it's all looking good.
Is Brian giving the answer to the question, like, for who's scored the most goals from centre half? Is it Mike Ashley?
No, it's just he's got Mike Ashley like wallpaper. He's got Mike Ashley curtains. He's got Mike Ashley carpets.
He's got a Mike Ashley tattooed on his toe.
Oh, he's
that's how far he's went.
Actually, I've just been checking on Wikipedia, which is always right.
I was hoping someone would. I couldn't find it before.
Fabian Shaw's played 147 times for Newcastle United, and he scored 12 goals.
Oh, 12, sorry. Maybe he's just going to get
20 odd teams. I think you're thinking of Shola. He was thinking of Shola Abiobi, I think.
I thought it was about 20. Sorry, my mistake.
Easy mistake, mate. Abiobi, Shaw. You think the twins?
Too much information now.
Right, so we'll wrap that up in relation to the Villa game, but we'll quickly move forward to the Fulham game on Saturday.
Rob, we're playing Luton.
Luton.
Rob, you must be lagging behind. Your computer's lagging behind.
No, I'm tired, man. Now, for me, there's no reason why we can't get 3 points there. No,
It's at home, man. It's at home.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
should be
and
beating teams like Luton. I mean, I know they've got a
Luton
good
away.
home record, but if we're going to get into the top, say 5 or 6, we're going to have to beat Luton, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
We'll have
It's
to
a
beat
good-
Luton because this is on the back of 3. This could be the 3rd straight home defeat. Since when?
Oh, God. I knew you were going to say that.
All right, when? Since then, when was the last? We had 3 back-to-back.
It's got to be Steve Bruce.
It's got to be, I'd say, recent life. I'd say under the Bruce era. 20,
Do you want this? Do you want?
2021.
What months?
Ah,
January, February, March, April, May.
I'm going to go for
January, February. January, February. When was the last time Luton beat in the league?
we just see that.
just be
In the
with them.
league,
Be with?
at St James's Park. At St James's
No.
Park.
Oh. That's the 70s, Alan.
I was going to say it's a long time again.
80s.
No, that's an FA Cup. That was in the FA Cup, a 2-0 loss in 1973. I'm talking about the league.
League 1950s.
No,
I think 80s out.
you remember it, Anders? Nah. Do you give up?
Oh, hang on. Was it around about 88?
Nah.
85?
No.
86?
You're weird. The last
I'm
time,
gonna go 1972.
How can I
No.
remember that, Rob?
No.
No.
You weren't even born, were you, Anders?
Exactly.
ready?
Well
Are you
said,
ready?
man.
Oh,
Are you ready? The last time Luton beat us at St James's Park is September 1937.
Oh, yes, I was there in my prom.
There you go.
And you still had that cap on, Anders, and all, didn't you?
I did. I had a little,
You're still trying to be a tennis man.
baby bonnet on.
I was going to say Anders was born with that cap on.
Baby bonnet.
Do you have any more stats there, Alan? Just out of
Aye, well,
curiosity.
No, it's Tom Bramwell, who's a Manchester referee. Last time he ref was Burnley, the 2-0 win. And Michael Salisbury's on VAR.
Michael Salisbury, you mean? I think I might be his cousin.
Him and all. His cousin.
Right. So transfer deadline date. Can you see we're doing any business of any shape or form then?
Yeah, we've signed a cleaner from Kenton.
You signed a young one, haven't they? They've got that lad from the City of
Man
announced
City, aye.
Yeah, so
Alfie Harrison.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of the expectations over the last week or so has been not to lose anyone. I think it's kind of been a bit of a PR masterstroke because, you know, normally we're like, oh, well, we need players. And I mean, we're at a different stage and we're a different club now, but at the same time, you know, like Isak's gone off on Tuesday, hasn't he? Wilson isn't ready. They said that he might make the bench. If not, it's going to be the week after. So that looks like Gordon's going to be up front. But if you look across the board, I don't think there's any sort of transfers of sort of major sort of, you know, stance in terms of Premier League team signing and stuff. I might be wrong. I think that Aston Villa's just brought a kid in from Middlesbrough for 16 million. But other than that, I haven't really heard anything. So I think that's probably an indictment of FFP. I think that everyone's sort of strain, and you know, it's and I tell you another thing, Sky. I can't imagine Sky wanting that to go on for much longer because, you know, it's a massive day for them, isn't it? The whole
change Owen. They've got to change it. Something nobody's buying. People are scared to even give players new contracts now because of the FFP.
Well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it, how many clubs are sailing really close to the wind, and in fact in a bad position before the transfer window even opens. Because I've never in my life known a transfer window that's so quiet. And I think as far as Newcastle United are concerned, an absolutely fantastic transfer window. And as you say, Owen, it's a PR masterstroke. That I'm saying that as many other supporters will be, because the fear was that maybe one or two could have gone out and we wouldn't have had time to spend the money, or for one reason wouldn't have got a deal or two over the line. So I think Eddie Howe's quite right when he's happy to keep what he's got, and that'll see we're through to the end of the season. And then settle down, draw a line in the sand in September, in summer, and then see what we need in the summer.
I think the summer's going to be huge. Like, do you not think? I think it's going to be mass because we're getting rid of
there'll be a big clear out
wood as well.
Yeah, there'll be a big clear out. I would have thought. Yeah.
But this is the thing that the players that we're going to let go. It's we're talking about the clear out. They're not going to give us much wriggle room in terms of FFP because these are players you're not. With respect,
I will get wages off the bill, but not much money.
True, but
the problem is
contract.
But you're right because you get 3 or 4 players off the books. Somebody said this the other day. Oh, that'll free up 100 million in wages or whatever. And you're thinking, so we might be able to get 1 player with that wages wise. But we're getting rid of 4. So it's I think the money doesn't quite add up. So I don't think it's quite going to be as easy as what we think. And also,
you've got the sponsorship deals, Len. You've got the Adidas and the Champions League money. There's a bit of money there, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
why can't we just sell Richie to Saudi for £200 million? Like, what's the matter with that?
I know it does make you wonder. That would be a good deal, wouldn't it?
It would be cracking, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't be surprised in the summer if we do see Almiron and even Trippier. I think that the two of them will probably go in the summer. I mean, I'm glad they haven't in this window because I just think that we've still got so much to play for. We're trying to finish in the top 7. We've got the FA Cup that we can, potentially get a run in as well. So I just think it would have been disastrous if I had let either of them go. And the same with Wilson. I know that we're saying he's made of glass and what have you, but he is an important part of what we're trying to do, particularly for this season. But come the summer, I wouldn't be surprised if we see all 3 of them leave. I really wouldn't, because that would really give us some wriggle room in terms of FFP. You're talking what, 30 million, 35, 40 million for those 3, maybe it's a little bit more, which would give you a little bit more wriggle room. So, but yeah, I mean, the right decision's been made certainly for this window. We can't be letting anyone go this window. Like,
he's going to have to be ruthless as well in the summer, hasn't he, Eddie Howe? And last season he said, I'm keeping Dummett and Richie for the dressing room. We can't be doing that next season.
Can't be doing it. You cannot be doing it.
You've hardly ever played,
It's you need it, with these restraints. You need to make every penny count.
Yeah.
Do you have any more stats for Warland?
No.
Because he's all started up.
I've gone like I'm like this transfer window. I've gone quiet.
It is very, very quiet.
Just out of interest, obviously Mankilo, I might be wrong here, I'm just thinking out loud really, but Mankilo will have there'll be a space spare in the squad. What happens there?
Isaac Hayden's gone. He wasn't in the squad, but he's gone.
I didn't see that.
No, I didn't, because I thought we might have, I know it sounds weird, but I thought we might have kept Hayden just on the basis we're so desperate in midfield. We're so desperate for numbers that wouldn't have done any harm just to have kept him there. So does Mankilo go out, and obviously does one of the the younger players
might come in? I don't know if he would use a space up that Alfie Harrison, or does it?
That's what I was thinking.
In English, does that mean he gets
for the academy, aren't there?
I thought. No, but he might get in a few match day squads, Alan, if we're short.
But they might promote one of the existing young lads into for the first team squad, or will they not bother?
We could do. They've had a few on the bench lately.
Is there any young strikers that can be promoted?
Well, I wish there was.
No, not really.
Right, assuming there's going to be no ingoings and outgoings by 11 o'clock, that'll hell with the summer. Who would you say, or what position would you say is our priority in the summer?
Striker.
Striker and a number 6 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a defensive midfielder.
I think centre forward 100%. But I also think, and I know I've kind of contradicted myself here, but I also think a goalkeeper. I think that's got to be up there as well. I think
a young keeper in who can play out from the back one. I think
that's going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because obviously, with regards to Pope, there's a potential. Who knows that shoulder injury might come back. I didn't realise. I was speaking to someone at Villa on Tuesday. That's a recurrence of an old injury as well, and it's like it's common to come back. So I didn't realise that, but Raptor's done really well. I just think that if we want to push on, we need that upgrade. But I would certainly say, Anders, I'm not too concerned about it. A 6 was, I think, Tonali obviously comes into the mix as well. So we think we've probably got a player there, but I think personally, goalkeeper, centre forward, and maybe he's a centre half as well. Possibly a centre half. So you look at the 20 team there, aren't you, really? So I don't think winners, I think we've got enough winners. We've got them in abundance,
Weird.
Yeah, be interesting to see what happens, and I mean, the thing is, I mean, well, what's happened with Everton and the fines and the points deduction? People are bricking it, aren't they? Like
Well, I think they find out later this week about their appeal for their first 10 points, and then obviously it looks as though it's going to be further point reductions for both them and Nottingham Forest in the next, coming up.
Another one.
But they reckon those points, whatever the further penalties are going to be, might not even be until after the end of the season. So it could be teams might not even know if they've been relegated or not, because Forest and Everton won't know what points they're going to end up on. So it's a right.
That'll be a shambles. If that'll be lawsuits and everything going out there.
Do you know this financial fair play, right? Like, I mean, I'm not that clued up on it. I'm not clued up on it at all. Now, which governing body or which powers that be would be the ones that could sort of like get rid of all this? Who would that be down to?
There's a question.
Would it be like a legal thing challenge to like?
But it's FIFA, isn't it? Would it not be?
Yeah, I mean, who would be cracked?
FIFA fair play, aye.
But it's like a restriction for me. It's like a restriction of movement. It's a restriction of doing the job. Listening to a podcast today, there's no doubt about it. It's holding things back, and there's no doubt about it. Rightly or wrongly, we will be top of the league now, probably, or certainly in a much better position than what we are now. If it wasn't for FFP, because the players would have just gone out and bought anybody. And I'm pleased, FFP, the general idea of it's good because it stops teams from just going crazy. But it's just come at a time where, just look at this transfer window and nobody's signing any players. And I think it's restricting, it's restricting
restriction of trade. I mean, Len,
that's it. That's what
now. You can't shift the top six because they're already there and they don't need to spend that much more.
Exactly, they've already spent
theirs there already.
They've got advertising everything.
How do you bridge the gap if you can't buy?
The other thing as well is that if you look at the top six, if you look at their infrastructure, right, the players, I was saying before that we don't get much wriggle room because we're still, let's be honest with you, again, without being derogatory.
Can't sell anyone, eh?
Dead wood, and even if we did, it's not going to bring win. But the likes of Liverpool, anyone else in the top six, they can sell players who, they might not be the main players, but they're still going to get like 30, 40, 50 million for them in the market. So you can imagine, like, it's going to take years and years to catch up with that. So I think it's something's got to be done to relax it, like, because it's never, I just think it's unfair. It's not. It's like, I don't know who made the point, but it's like unfair trading. I just don't.
Well, I don't understand because Jordan Henderson went to Saudi for 20 million 4 or 5 months ago. And they've sold him back for 4 million. I mean, that's a £16 million loss in 3 or 4 months.
And if that was us,
how was he worth 20 million to me? How was he worth 20? He was worth 4 now.
Well, he wasn't, but it happens all the time. Funny enough, this kid from Middlesbrough who's just gone to Villa, they signed him in July for £1.5 million. They've sold him to Aston Villa on a deal with £17 million.
Well, I think it's 8 at the minute, rising to 60.
It is, plus add-ons. But how can that be? So that's the other. So it is happening. It does happen with transfers, and you think, how can that be? I mean, obviously that's the opposite way around. But it is incredible what you say about Jordan Henderson and how I didn't understand him going over there in the first place. It baffles me.
Look, got 40 million for Fabinho, didn't it? 40 million for him.
Right. If we done that, we would be crucified.
Well, Maxi, they were complaining 25 million for Maxi. One of the best players in the league.
That one you've just mentioned, Len, the kid that has gone to Villa, Man City get 25% sell on as well for that, So
I know.
Chelsea.
I mean, from what I understand, he's been really good, but he's not smashing. He's not smashing the goals in. He's just progressed quite nicely, but he's only been there 6 months.
It's going to take a lot of catch up, like, unless the regulations are relaxed a little bit. I mean, I don't know the legalities of it, Rob, or who sort of governs it or whatever. I mean, it's a difficult one, that, but I just think you're talking about. If our owners are cash rich and stuff like that, there's got to be something that, I get it. It's what Len is saying. It's about protecting lower league teams and stuff like that, and teams going bust and stuff like that. But you're talking about you're talking owners who are worth billions and billions. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, my gripe is this, right? Say Len's a billionaire, right? And just say buys Hartlepool United, right? Due to financial fair play, right? He's screwed on what he can do with that club, right? Then he's the chairman, he's the owner. He wants to get Hartlepool to the Premier League. Now, that's restricting the club.
Mm-hmm.
It's restricting the club. You want the local community to get on board, take Hartlepool to the Premier League. You haven't got a hope in that. You have got no chance. Not a hope in hell. And that's the thing that kind of annoys me about it. And I get what it was originally brought in for, but I think it's causing too much shit. It's just
but
spoiling the
everything
game.
we've tried to do, the
spoiling the
Premier
game.
League have blocked, Rob. Everything we've tried to do, they've stopped these
It's spoiling the
sponsorship
game.
deals where you can't even get a sponsor now for your training ground and other stuff unless it's
Shit.
like market value.
It's
I mean,
shit.
Man City's ground, what was it, 200-300 million they're getting sponsored by? We'd probably get about 15 or 20.
Yeah. This is
You
why
know,
I was
the
getting.
big-
This is
you
why I
know
was
what the
getting
biggest
so annoyed.
effect is?
2 seconds, Alan. This is why I was getting so annoyed when people were saying, "Oh, Newcastle money bags," and it was like, "Yeah, well, we've got the money, but we can't spend it."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Chelsea's getting away with it.
They'll get caught up, I think. Them and Man
And
City
it's
will
bloody
get caught up.
frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I think the only thing, Rob, is when push comes to shove, we will gradually catch up. It will take us long, and we're not getting any younger, and we'll need to see some success sooner rather than later. But I suppose we'll get more satisfaction when we do start winning things, that we haven't just gone out and spent this, that, and the other on, all these top players, and we've just done it gradually and evolved over a period of a few years rather than over like 1 or 2 years. So we've just got to be a bit more patient and abide by the rules, I suppose. But when push comes to shove, we will feel a sense of achievement when we start winning things on a regular basis.
Well, I hear what you're saying, Len, but for me, I mean, I would love it if they just, like, over the summer, I didn't know that the powers that be just knocked this financial fair play on the head.
Oh, I
Yes,
know,
have something in place, but I mean, it's just
It's outdated.
everybody feels
frustrating. It's
Everybody
frustrating.
feels different about it. I mean, I was listening to a podcast today with a 20-odd-year-old speaking to John Gibson, who's in his 60s or 70s now, and I
Oh,
thought
John Gibson, I love you. That he's in his 60s. He'll love you for that.
Well, 70s then. Now, and obviously the young lads saying, a bit like what I've just said there about it evolving, and we'll get this sense of satisfaction when we do start winning things. And I thought John Gibson would agree with that. He basically said bollocks to that. It was a case of, no, he says, I'm not getting any younger and I need to see we win something. So I'd rather we just went out now and just splashed the cash and won something in the next couple of years, please. So everybody's got a different opinion on the matter. And I would look like nothing better than see success tomorrow, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen with the restrictions that are currently in place.
No, and it's so.
But just remember, not necessarily splashing the cash gets you so much success. Look at Chelsea. They splashed the cash and then they absolutely...
but Alan, they bought a team individuals. I think our scouting system, I think we do it a lot better than what they've done.
I'm buying them back, which we could afford in the long run, but you've got to still got to be careful and still got to nurture young talent like the Maileys of this world. You know what I mean?
Well, Eddie Howe likes Premier League players. If you notice, he buys a lot of Premier League players anyway, doesn't he? He doesn't go foreign too often, with the exception like a Bruno and that.
Yeah.
And Tonali.
Botman.
Botman, and Isaac.
I mean, Tonali's going to be like...
Generally, buy a lot of English players. He likes Premier League players.
Tonali's going to be like a new signing anyway when he comes back in the summer, isn't he? So,
well, Harvey Barnes as well. Harvey Barnes, Rob.
Yeah.
Harvey Barnes.
Getting him back.
Is he on the bench on Saturday? Do you reckon?
Barnes, we're talking about Barnes and Willock. Definitely
Paul,
on the bench as well.
Paul, you said they'd be on the bench the other night and they weren't.
He said that a month
ago.
No,
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
He was back.
Watch it back, you did.
I said possibly. This week there will be, Len. There will be this week.
I mean, when you look at what we've got to come back, it's quite exciting. I mean, we've got Willock with these bursting runs, getting the ball, carrying it forward. For me, I think we should have
We've got Anderson as well. Don't forget Anderson.
He's back on the pitch, isn't he?
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Who are you most excited to see back out of the lads that are injured?
Willock.
I'm the same man, Willock.
Willock for me, hands down.
Willock's a game changer.
Yeah. I love the way he just picks up the ball and runs with it. He gets the team forward.
I mean, that ball last season against Tottenham when he just cut the defence with that pass of the season for me, that.
Yeah, it was on. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Definitely agree.
Isaac. I'm looking forward to seeing Isaac back again.
Are we all on? Are we all?
With that kid.
I think you'll see the best of Maileys. I know Maileys played well, but I think players like Willock who are snapping at your heels and high energy, that'll free Mailey up for a bit more space, who likes to pick a pass out. They'll do a lot of his running.
Is Bruno and Gordon one booking away now from suspension after?
Bruno is Gordon as well, is he?
I think Gordon
is as well.
Bruno is always one booking away him.
So we need a couple back because that'll happen. You can guarantee that one of them will get booked Saturday, and then you've got to backfill them, like.
Right, that's right. Right, lads.
Harvey Barnes will be back for Gordon, won't he?
You what?
Crossed.
Harvey Barnes will be back for Gordon.
Yeah, but he's been out 4 months, Alan, man. You can't just get your rhythm back straight away. It'll take him a while.
Oh, sorry, I thought he was back in Christmas. Someone told he was going to be back at Christmas.
No, he went off in the Sheffield United game.
No, because he said he'd be back for Christmas, that's why.
I only had a breakdown.
However, we didn't want any domestics, lads. However,
he was due back, but he did break down in training.
Right, lads, it's 7:45. Does anyone want to touch on anything else?
Yeah, I would like to some predictions for the match on Saturday, please.
Okay. You go first, Len.
Right. If everybody, if we'd had a better injury situation and had everybody available, and Luton hadn't won 4-0 the other night, I would have been going for a stonking win for Newcastle United. However, all things considered, I'm going to go for a conservative 2-0. I think it'll be fairly comfortable. I think it'll be a good game, actually, and I think we'll win 2-0 Saturday.
Splendid. Paul?
I'm with Len. I was going to say 2-0 as well.
2 is that, aye.
I just think...
I'm 2-0.
They're not the same team away from home, but if you look at that, I don't think they've get battered in any game, really, this season. They're always in the game. I just think we'll have to match that energy, which we will at home. But I think it'll be 2-0. I think I can see Gordon scoring, and I'm going to go for Miggy as well. Miggy and Gordon.
Okay, excellent. One.
I'm going to go with. I can see them scoring, but I still think it'll be comfortable. So I'm going to go 3-1.
3-1. Alan.
Would there be any chance that Fabian Shaw starting up front? I'd rather play him up front than bloody Gordon.
Or Dan Burn.
I'm going 4-0.
4-0.
Good lad.
Hey.
I hope you're right.
I've got opinions, yeah. I'll take a 4-0. Too right, I will. 4-0.
This is the same man who said we would draw against the Mackens.
I didn't see which way did I say, Anders?
Which way? The draw? It's a draw.
No, man, the freaking 4-0. Again for Gordon happy.
Oh, well, then, Rob, what's your prediction?
I'm going 2-0, Paul. I'll go 2-0, yeah.
West Ham winning. Oh, no.
Bournemouth winning.
Hang on, giving it to Solanke. Bournemouth must be beating them. Well done, Phillips.
Calvin Phillips' first touch was giving it to Solanke, and he scored.
Must have given the ball away.
Oh, lovely.
We could do with that, couldn't we, tonight? If West Ham get beaten and Wolves beat Man United, that's two really good results.
Wolves will go level with us, won't they?
Oh, would they?
I'm sure they're only 3 points off with.
You're right, aye, they would, but would stay above them on a goal difference.
I'd rather them than Man United. Like, we want to see them go further down.
Do you know there's only, on the subject of rubbish teams, did you know there's only 2 teams scored less goals in the Premier League than Manchester United this season? I don't know who they are, I can't remember. Some couple of teams near the bottom.
Sheffield United will be one of them.
Sheffield United and I think Everton. Yeah.
Many.
So there you are. Two only. I think Man United have only scored 20 goals this season. So hopefully they're not scoring any tonight.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed. Right, lads. When are we going to do the Luton review show then? Sunday. Everyone available?
Sunday, yeah.
It depends what time.
3, 4 o'clock.
Right.
I'll struggle for that. We've got a gig at the Ridge on Sunday. I'm shamelessly plugging there, by the way.
There's the plug. Well done, Owen. Well done.
What is it? Would you prefer earlier, Owen, or?
It would have to be earlier for me, mate, but don't worry if I'm
no, I can do earlier.
2 o'clock, Rob.
I can't.
Oh, you haven't you dinner there, Al?
What a dilemma you guys put me in here. No. Come on.
We'll take it off.
I'm at a
3 o'clock.
3
o'clock. How's 3 o'clock?
How is it? It's all right.
Hi for you.
Anytime for me is good. When can you do it, Al?
What about 3:15? 3:15.
Shh, man, Paul, man, I'm trying to get things sorted up, man. You what,
We'll
Alan?
sort it out in the chat. We'll sort it out in the chat.
Yeah, we'll
Right,
sort it out in the
I was
chat.
going to say this is riveting viewers. Now we've gone live in it. It was a great podcast. To spend
I know.
10 minutes to decide between them when we're going to chat.
Well, we often do this, folks. Have little domestics and little bit of rants and raves. Anyway, listen. If you're watching the show for the first time, or you're watching it for the second or third, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's much appreciated, and it doesn't cost anything. So, on behalf of myself and the rest of the lads, enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you all on Sunday. Take care, everyone. See you later.
Right.
Right, the stream's ended. I think end stream, yes.